Hello and welcome to the Daze Drumworks. The track we're going to work on today is from the Rockschool Debut grade syllabus, and it's called 13 Days Late. So we're going to look at a few concepts for this piece to hopefully develop your performance of it, and also if you're not working on this exam grade but sort of starting out and you're playing, we'll talk a little bit about hopefully musical approach. I think with this track we'll perhaps look at trying to reflect the feel of the music in the way that you play. I think that's quite an important thing to learn even early on, because different music has different moods, and we won't necessarily use the same approach for these different moods and different styles to get things really locked in so that we're contributing to the feel of that music. First off, I'll go over that when I actually play through the piece, but first off, there's sort of a couple of technical elements with the track. There's a couple of snare drum fills at the end of the first couple of lines, which are they're just notated as snare drum fills. And I think in sort of, for most drummers that would be improvising this kind of style, we'd actually play the hi-hats over the top of them. Now obviously if you've got your book, get it out, have a little look. You'll see that there are rests above those hi-hat fills. Our natural tendency would probably be to carry on with the hi-hats. I think most drummers would probably do that. So when we're trying to play the part as it is on the chart, it can be very sort of a very natural movement to carry on with the hi-hats over the top. Now, a simple way of combating that is to play the snare drums with the right hand. So that can hopefully sort that one out quite quickly and quite easily. It makes sense to carry on that eighth note feel, just moving it around the kit a little bit. So that sort of sticking pattern approach can often get you out of sticky spots. So we don't have to all play any of the snare drum fills. We don't have to play them all with the left hand because the left hand has been sat next to the snare drum. We can move around for that. Really, in terms of the chart, eighth notes is quite straightforward. Just take your time with the reading again. You've got a little bit of syncopation in that bass drum. So no bass drum on 3, it's displaced. So what we would use is displaced, it's moved along to 3 and. So just take your time with that. So it's a nice slow tempo. So I'm going to play through it. What I was going to say about in terms of approach, I sort of with this track feel sort of quite a bouncy sort of feel to it. So I'm going to try and play it with a bit of bounce, nice and tight into the hi-hats there.
13 days late. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Also just a little tiny sort of sense of tenseness. Maybe sort of keeping the hi-hats rather than nice and tight, nice and short and sharp. A term that we would sometimes use in sort of more orchestral language would be staccato, which means shortly or sharply. So just popping those notes out there works great for a sort of funky sort of feel. It's notated as a soul track. I often think of things like James Brown as being James Brown kind of feels being between funk and soul sort of approach. So just think about the feel of the music that you're playing along to with all these pieces, and in fact any music that you play, and anything that you can do to contribute to help the feel of that music really work is good musicianship skills. So it's always worth experimenting, even at this level, to try and get these pieces sounding a little bit different, a little bit distinct from one another. And we can do that by playing them louder or softer, or like I say with this particular track, maybe try and slightly different variations just in the way that you approach the kit. So have an experiment, have fun with it, and good luck.